it's been very interesting what she said and what Corky said and what the CCL Insight said. Have all basically been the same with different words. So please welcome everything.
Well, in my defense, the dyslexia it makes it all sound the same. Whether you say, "I'll believe it when I see it," or "I'll see it when I believe it," it just all.
And, well, what was fun was the article that I wrote was about "I'll see it when I believe it," and then Corky put this wonderful headline that says, "Reverend Ann Corbin is speaking about I'll believe it when I see it." And I'm going, oh, no, not quite. But that's okay, because, here's the interesting thing. Do you believe something when you actually see it? I mean, let's get real about, like
Maybe I was right.
Here. What are you seeing here? You're seeing a podium, right?
Vibration.
That's all it is a vibration. Okay, who here has taken a matrix energetics class? Beck and Carol and Laura, myself, a few other people. Physics is a very interesting thing, right? Everything is made of atoms and it's all vibrating and so on and so forth, and it's vibrating at such a high rate that it actually appears to be solid. We believe this is solid. Now, if we can honestly get past that belief, that the floor would open up, everything, because we'd be vibrating, we'd actually be floating. We'd be vibrating with that same energy. Where did I come up with this idea is that a long time ago when I was first learning how to do manifestation, one of the things that I was taught was, instead of saying, I'll see it I'll believe it when I see it. See, I can't even say it. I can't say it.
I'm not even sure which one's right.
I'll see it when I believe it. And when I first heard that, that sounded so foreign to me. I'll see it when I believe it. What does that mean? And what I came to realize was it means is that when you're saying, I'll believe it when I see it, you're saying, I need to reach out here and I need to touch something out here. I need to see it outside of myself. I need to recognize information that people are giving to me. I need to listen to whatever anybody tells me, because then I can believe it. I can believe it. It'll be real to me once I have all these affirmations and all these things that people are giving to me. But in reality, somebody could say to you, "You look amazing today." And what if you're having an off day? What are you thinking to yourself? Yeah, right, this person's lying. Nobody's telling me the truth. What is this anyway? What is this about anyway? So, you have to believe it inside of yourself. So when you say, "I'll see it when I believe it," what you're talking about is internal work. You're talking about working inside of yourself. Changing your thoughts, changing your energy, and changing and transforming your life. Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote a book called You'll See It When You Believe It. And in that book, he talks a lot about transforming your life. And what he does is he describes transformation in 3 different settings. He breaks the word down. So, for example, we are all form. This is my form right here. That's your form right there. That's your form right there. This is our form. And our form does change, obviously. We are infants. Our bones grow. Things happen to us. We have accidents. We have scars. Things, that changes. And in some ways, we're not in control of that, per se. But the trans part is the internal. What can you envision? What can you see? What can you hear? What can you speak that's actually going to make it real for you? And that's your thoughts. That's your creativity. Thoughts do become things, but thoughts are free form. There's no formation to them until we make them and create them and ground them into a true thought form. Creativity is the same way. I'm looking at Cheryl Gambrick Rose's painting out here. People who are able to go out and do art. I'm not an artist. Why am I not an artist? Because I don't believe that I'm an artist. I'm a singer, and I believe that I have the capability of singing. But I tell everybody, and I believe this to my very core, I can't draw my way out of a paper bag, because I've never been able to do that. Now, why is that? Not only is it my own internal belief, but it's been things that people might have fed to me throughout my lifetime. Little comments that people make saying, like even little kids who they're not meaning to do it, but little kids that say things like, oh, you colored outside the lines, or, you can't color, that's not the right color, or there's something wrong with that. That changes our belief system about ourselves and what everything is around us, right? So I wanted to read a quote it's from the Bible, believe it or not. I do quote the Bible on occasion. Sorry, I got it on my phone because I didn't want to bring a whole book with me. Actually, this is from Romans 12:2. And I took the Living Translation out of the internet because I like New Living Translation out of the internet, stating, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. How many people believe prayer works? That's wonderful. We have 100%. I was going to walk up this morning and say, good morning, choir, I'm preaching to you today. We all here believe that prayer works. To our very, very, very soul, all inside of us, prayer works. When a Reiki practitioner is working on a client, and that client has absolutely no belief in the fact that they will ever heal, can the Reiki practitioner actually heal that person? No, because you are not doing the actual healing, right? The healing is actually, you're facilitating an energy flow that works with the belief system and the energy of the person that you are working on, okay? That person, that client, it's completely up to them. If I say that I am this way and I will always be this way and I'm stubborn within that, then that's what happens to us. If you work in a place where you are unhappy, you'll always have something to be unhappy about. If you are feeling as though life isn't fair to you, it's not going to be fair because it's what you believe. I knew that was going to happen. See, I told you. That was bad. That was bad. That's not true. How many people have turned it around the other way? Okay, I know you have. Every single one of you have. I've watched so many people transform, and that includes me. I'm in a constant state of growth here, and I always have to turn around and change my belief system. So people will say to me, gee, Ann, well, if I'll see it when I believe it, I believe I should be a millionaire.
Yeah, woo!
Why aren't you one yet? I'll tell you why. Because deep inside, you have some beliefs in lack. Or some beliefs in, I know one that I've had to conquer a lot is people who have a lot of money and are very, very wealthy, they use their power. They harm people. They might do things in an incorrect way, and so you have this kind of prejudice that's sort of walking through you, and some do. But does that mean that if you have money, you have to be that way?
No.
So I've done some great manifesting in my life as far as money goes. I mean, I have had some incredible money flows happen to me. And at first it was a learning of deservability. The very first time that I actually manifested money, I learned that you be careful what you ask for, and because things come to you in an interesting way. I told the universe I needed $2,000. And I was affirming, oh, $2,000, yes, $2,000, I believe I can have $2,000. I got rear-ended. And the settlement?
$2,000!
That's right.
You asked for more.
Should have said $25,000.
And the new car.
And a new
She
car.
needed, she'd have been totaled.
Yeah, exactly.
Might have lost
Yeah,
a
but she
little.
might have been.
I could have lost everything. But why did that happen that way? First
That's
off,
the way it
I
happened.
wasn't wishing good for everybody and everything, but the most important part was deep inside, I didn't know how to manifest that money. So I've started to change my affirmations to, you know, this is what I'm looking to bring into my life and manifest, and I want it to be so that it's universally a win-win.
And the best and highest.
Yeah, and for the best and highest good of everybody involved. Because, and so what happens, I don't remember what happened, Dottie, when in Corky, when we were getting ready to go to England the very first time. And my car broke down. I had paid the down payment for the trip. And I wanted that trip so badly. I believed, and I still believe, I have had a lot of past lives in England, and I wanted it. But I knew that I had paid that down payment and all the rest of my money for the trip, that was going to be going for fixing my car. Because I need my car. I have to go to work every day. Light rail wasn't going to work for me. I didn't live anywhere close to a bus stop. I mean, there was just no way that I could do something alternative. I had to have it. So I get a phone call from Corky, who says, I think it was either Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday. I can't remember which one, but I paid for your trip. And you can pay me back as you can.
Wow.
Where did that come from? Well, not only in my belief in myself and the belief that I really, really, really wanted to go to England and really needed this trip to England, but it was the belief in, from Corky that, I was deserving as well. And it was hard for me to accept it because I didn't believe in my deservability at that time. I now believe in that deservability. But the interesting part about the whole thing was when Corky needed that money back, something happened in my life that I had just gotten like a check or a bonus or something, and I just went, oh, it just so happens that I have blah, blah, blah money that just came into my pocket. I'm giving you a check tomorrow.
Yoo-hoo!
Everything was perfect. And I really think that a lot of that comes down to a complete self-love, a feeling of deservability. You can look at a person and you can tell them, I'm looking in the eyes of God. If you don't believe that, how are you feeling inside yourself when you say that? You're feeling, well, I'm looking in the eyes of God and you, but me. Which I've done that before. You're beautiful, but I don't know what I am. Well, I know what I am. And I think every single one of you know what you are too. We are one with God. And that's the thing that I've always, when I talk about being in oneness. In oneness with God means not just with God. Everything is God. Everything is God, including this right here. This is God. Why? Because it's made of wood. Wood is from nature. God is everything. We have that spirit running through each and every one of us. We have it right here, right now, every minute of every day. And do we always tap into it? No. Does that make us wrong or bad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I actually have a belief that we were put on this planet as human beings with free will because we had to learn what we are not. And what is it that we are not? We are not fear. We are not anger. We are not destruction. We are not, anything that you can think of that you think negatively about yourself. That is what we are not. What are we? We are love. We are joy. We are in tune with nature, and nature is in tune with us. We are in tune with Spirit and God, and that is in tune with us. There's a song that my favorite singer, John, sings. And I really like just this one little line that says, if you don't like what you see, then change the reel on your movie.
R-E-A-L.
Why? Because in changing the reel, You're changing your vision. You're changing your view. We can believe ourselves into any reality. I've heard of some people that said, well, I hoped for this, and I prayed for this, and I wanted it so badly. But never once did they say, I believed that it could be real. So one of the lessons that I learned in manifestation was, when you're affirming something, you speak it as though it is true. And it comes down to that old adage of fake it until you make it. Because you can look in the mirror in the morning and say, I love you, you're beautiful. And inside go, ugh, and then the next day you look in the mirror and you say, I love you and you're beautiful. And not quite as many as it was before, just a little less of a niggle. And every day it comes. Why? Because slowly but surely you truly begin to believe it. There is an energy inside of you that is part of God. You are God. You carry that spirit within you. You carry that energy within you. And there's nobody that can stop you from whatever you want. So you can transform your life into any way that you want to. And I think that a lot of it has to do with our attitude, okay? I know that I have places to go in my future and things that I want to do. And I know that until I'm not going to get that, because in my true belief system, I believe I have to be happy right here and right now, and everything has to be in its right place here for me to be able to move forward into something else. Because you can't run away. I don't even know if it was my mom or somebody taught me a saying a long time ago, you can run away if you wish, but wherever you go, there you are. So what's deep inside of you is your belief. What's deep inside of you is your creativity. What's deep inside of you is your true God spark. And do you want to live that? That really becomes the question. Do you truly want to live that? I've experienced some amazing miracles out of really believing the outcome. I've spoken about them a few times, won't bore you with them again. But, but does anybody have anything that they've experienced? I mean, I look at Laura, and her amazing life, and, in Scotland and here and doing all the things that you do. But the magic of, the yoga that you teach and everything that you've been able to do, the Ayurvedic, everything else, was it because you felt something inside of you? Is that right?
Everything you're saying is exactly like the things I have learned and how I have developed my I am presence. Mm-hmm. That's exactly the not duality is when you think you're ugly, whatever. That's the duality.
Yes.
You're here. But your own oneness, you develop that I am presence.
Yes.
Exactly what you're talking about.
I am.
I am.
And that's one of the things that, what is it that, I think it was Neil Donald Walsh when he started writing about conversations with God. And I think one of the first things that God said to him is, I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. There is no separation between us. There is no separation. There's only love, and there's only the true belief in that love. And does it happen and turn around miraculously in a day? No. Does it make you wrong if you're having a bad day and thinking, I'm feeling cruddy today? No. It might mean that your belief system fell down a little bit that day. So how do you feed it back up? Not by looking outside of you, okay? My friends, I love my family so much. And they'll say to me, but you're so beautiful and you're so wonderful and you are so and you are this. And I want to believe it, but at that moment in time, I may not be in the mind space or the heart space that's ready to accept it and believe it. I appreciate that, and I love to hear that. And then I take it, what I do is I take it with me, and then I put it inside myself. And I put it inside me until I believe it. And when I believe it, then it shines back through even more. But it's not because of something you did, it's because of something that I chose to take for myself. So will you believe it when you see it? I don't know. You might. I believe this is blue. I can see that it's blue. But who decided it was blue? I have no clue. I have no idea who did that. So to me, you'll see it when you believe it. Yes, me.
You have to watch your words too. I noticed you said there, you wanted it so badly.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times did you get it badly?
See, I love that. That's perfect, Smitty. Thank you. Thank you. That's a perfect thing. You're right. I wanted it so badly and I got it really bad. Yeah. And it was bad when I got it. I wanted it so lovingly. I wanted it.
So much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much.
Well, I remember one time when we were over on Moore Park and Dottie was doing a class on affirmations, and at that time I was working at HP, and so you write down what it is you want. And I was like, okay, I really want to do my work worldwide, and I want to do my training worldwide. Of course, and I was thinking of the Ebert stuff, but HP, of course, had a different thing in mind. So I did go around the world training, and some processes that I developed when I was working at HP. So it's like, this wasn't quite what I had in mind. I wanted to do my Ebert work, but I didn't say that, so I got what I got. Got to go around the world. That was fun. But
That's cool.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, it has to do with being specific, but not like your belief system has to be specific. I believe in a higher self. I believe in the light. I believe in my communication with animals. I believe in my energy with nature. And I've had and seen some incredible things happen. I believed they could happen because I probably would have never seen them if I didn't believe that they could happen, for example, I think the one time was in England again. We were in Avebury, and I was having some anger issues with a person that was on the trip, and we kind of I think we finally figured out a lot of it was past life stuff that just kind of came forward a lot, and when we were there, because when you open up and you do these spiritual trips, you open up and stuff comes through, believe me. And it's sometimes, stuff that doesn't appear to be so great. So this person had given me a pendant that I just decided I didn't want it anymore. I was so angry at the person and angry at the situation, I decided I didn't want it anymore. And so I put the pendant down on the stone. And I said to the stone, you can have this because I sure don't want it. And it flew about 10 feet away from the stone. So, stupid me, I went and picked it back up again.
Well, you didn't want it.
I brought it back again, and I put it down on the rock, and I said, this is for you. I don't want this, and it went psh, and it flew off again. And so another one of my friends picked it up, and she brought it to me, and she said, let me hold this for you for a while. Let me hold on to the energy, because this rock was telling me, I don't want it either. This is a negative energy that you're bringing forward. I don't want it. And so, and there was a lesson in there for me. And so this person held on to it for me for a while. They held on to it actually for a couple of months. They did a ceremony with it. They did all kinds of things. And they gave it back to me. And I don't remember what happened, but it's like my friend Kathy decided that I wasn't supposed to have it anymore. And so she took it one day with her because I think stuff started happening. Things started missing in the house. Like we put it down on the altar and 3 crystals would disappear. And it's like, okay, what's happening here? What's going on? And yes, I believe this stuff can happen, so believe me, it did. And Kathy took it with her and she threw it out the window of a bus. And about a week and a half later was my birthday. And Dottie had gone to England again and had bought me the same pendant. She hands me this box and she says, Annie, I have a present for you. And I open it up and my friend Kathy goes, oh my God, I threw it out on the bus. And she went, no, don't worry, this one has good vibes. It's But happen. And do you sit there and say, how did that happen?
Yeah, oftentimes.
Yeah. When you're manifesting though, do you spend all your time trying to figure out how?
No.
Stop figuring out how, right. I heard a big no there, thank you. That shows me, again, I'm preaching to the choir. But how did that happen? You know, or how do I make it happen? Give up on the how. Give up on anything except finding within your own deepest system your true belief. And that belief can be for your health, for your happiness, for your abundance, for anything, for manifesting a trip to England, for manifesting a journey to Israel, for manifesting whatever it is that you choose to manifest, but mostly transforming yourself to the true being that you really are. And that is God incarnate. You all are the spark of God. Every single one of you carries it with you, and you can share that with others. So believe it,
Thank you.
and you will see it.